Sometimes when out on the trails, you can get dealt a bit of a shorthand and have a really unfortunate mechanical. However, with some creative bodging, you can get back riding again. So first up, as you can see, I've had a bit of a whoopsie with my saddle. So came down to descent, sat on it a bit hard, and it's ended up actually cracking. So there's a few options here. Now, you can actually get away with riding it like this. Of course, you don't want to be sitting on it. It's potentially dangerous, but you can do it just by standing up and riding. Now, way back in 1986, Cindy Whitehead, a US racer, was in her first major cross-country race. It was a 50-mile race with a 7,500 foot elevation gain in it. Just 1 mile into that 50-mile race, she managed to snap the whole top of her post and saddle straight off the bike, so just exposing the top of the post. Now, she stood at the side of the trail for a while, not really knowing what to do as most of the pack went past, and then thought, well, I paid to enter, so I may as well just ride on round. Without really realising it, she actually ended up overtaking almost the entire field. And then she started realising, hold on a second, I may as well go for this here. So she comes up behind Jackie Phelan, who is leading that race. She overtakes her, Jackie overtakes again, have a bit of a battle, and in the end, Cindy ends up winning that race. So it is possible. However, there are 2 bodges that you can do. Now, the first one is to lash that top of saddle back onto your bike using some good old-fashioned cable ties. But in this case, that is complete toast. That's not worth anything. So I'm going to chuck that in my riding bag so I can make sure I recycle that. And I'm going to go find a suitable sized log so I can lash that on there. It's not designed to be comfortable, but it does mean I've got something to perch on if need be. And I'm going to be able to finish my ride. That's got fence on it. On that one. Log. So the name of the game, of course, is to find a sort of approximate saddle-sized, conveniently shaped bit of bark. So I found this bit on the floor, literally just going to lash this on with some good old-fashioned cable ties and continue back home to base. Of course, when I get there, I'm going to need to get a new saddle because it's not really going to cut it in the long term, but it does mean that I can continue my ride. Of course, I'll do it mostly out the saddle, but it does mean if I do need to sit down or accidentally sit down, I'm going to do myself a mischief. There you go, it's not going to win any awards in a 12-hour endurance race, but it does mean I'm going to protect my nether regions and continue the ride out. Job done. The puncture is an absolute inevitability. No matter if you set your bike up tubeless or not, at some point you're going to get a puncture. But the classic puncture in the inner tube, you're going to get them time to time. And if, for example, like myself, I'm out on the trail now, got a puncture, I have a pump, always carry on with me. But unfortunately, I've already used my spare tube. So I'm gonna have to fix this one. I haven't got a patch kit with me either. So what do? There's a few options here. 3 options technically. The first option is to tie a knot in the inner tube. Now, it's not as daft as it may sound because inner tubes, of course, are very stretchy. The aim is to isolate the hole by tying a knot as close to it as possible, inflating it, sticking it back in the tyre and hitting those trails. Now, if it's a really big one, you can actually split the tube into 2 pieces and put a knot at either end, but it does make joining it a bit harder because you're going to be left with a bit of a dead patch in a tyre when you inflate it. And sometimes, if you've got a small inner tube and you put it in, say, a 29-inch wheel, it might not make it all the way around. So it is a good idea to stuff a 29-inch tube into your wheels because it will fit, and it does mean that if this does happen to you, you can tie a knot in both ends and it's going to fit back in the wheel again. That is where the hole in the tube is. It's not the best job I've ever done, to be honest, but if the aim is to keep some air in that inner tube and get myself back on the trail, then I'll be very happy with that as a result. So now it's time to simply get some air back in there and see if it holds. Okay, it's not brilliant, it's soft, but I've got some air in there. I don't dare pump it any harder because it's not going to hold it, to be fair, but this is a complete bodge just to get you back home, and that's just about going to do it. Now, of course, there is one other bodge, or at least a bodge that everyone will tell you does work successfully. Just stuff your tyre full of grass. Have you any idea how much grass you need to stuff a tyre full and get it back on the rim? Other problem you have with a large volume tyre is it just doesn't have any stability. So what you can do as a last minute bodge, if you've got no other choice, stuff some sort of foliage into your tyre, and this is more to act as a barrier to protect your rim, and then use a few cable ties around the tyre just to hold it onto the rim. That will do just to ride to the nearest place you can get to in order to get a fresh tube and stick it in there. Hopefully you won't have damaged your tyre, and hopefully you won't have damaged the rim. Now, the other classic that's really going to halt your riding is slashing a tyre sidewall. If you look carefully here, got a really fine slash in the sidewall here, which means the inner tube is bulging out. Now, it really is a matter of time before it bulges more, it catches on something, tyre goes down. So you need to fix this as soon as it happens. Now, when you're out on the trail, you're very limited what you can do. So in an ideal world, you want to be carrying a tyre boot with you. And as you see, if I had some of these tyre patches, which I have in this example, you literally stick them on the inside. You need to make sure the inside is nice and clear, and then that's job done. Put it back together and it will get you home, but you're going to need to fix that. So I'm just going to throw you to the video I made on stitching up one of these and how to permanently seal that. But that is something you need to do at home. You can't do that on the trail side. A tyre boot will get you home, then you can fix up that tyre and you're going to be able to ride it again. But if you haven't got a tyre boot, then start looking through your wallet and seeing what things you're going to find in there. So you can use a £5 note, you could use a crisp packet, or in my case, I've got a bunch of business cards in here that I picked up when I was at Sea Otter. And I think I've just found the ultimate one. This is from Mr. Eric Hawkins. So he is Mr. Park Tool to you and I. So, and as you might expect, his business card is quite nice and it's quite tough. So I'm going to use his business card in place of a Park Tool patch to patch up that tyre and get myself home. Bit of trusty Gorilla Tape just to hold that in place. And then it's putting the inner tube back inside there and then away we go. So as you can see, I've inflated it and Eric's card is actually keeping me alive. So thank you, Mr. Park Tools, for successfully sorting my tyre out, enabling me to hit the trails and get back home. Now here and there, you're going to be unlucky enough to snap a gear in a cable. And what that will mean is you're going to be stuck in your hardest gear. Now, if you're nearing the end of the ride, that's no great problem. You can pedal home on that gear. But there's a number of ways you can get around this, but I want to show you my favourite little hack for this. Now, the obvious one, if you haven't got a spare cable with you, would be to use your limit screws to give yourself an okay gear, but it does interfere with your indexing of the gears for the next time you ride. So I want to show you something quite cool that I like to do. Now, you can do this with the cable that has snapped, or preferably when you change your gear cables at home, cut down a short length. So you've got the nipple at one end, let's just say about 10 inches worth. Keep that in your riding bag, coiled up, and it's nicely cut neat at the end. Now, when you do manage to snap a cable, you can pass it through until the nipple just sits where the outer housing would sit into the rear mech itself. Put it through and tension it against itself. So it's actually pulling against itself to put your bike in a certain gear. So you can put a gear, say, halfway up through the block without having to interfere with those limit screws, which means by the time you do get home, it's really easy to just take that out, coil that back up and put it in your bag for next time and fit a fresh cable. One final little bodge you can do, and you might need the help of a friend with a multi-tool to do this. I'm demonstrating with my multi-tool and a separate Allen key, is if you haven't got the combination of Allen key that you need to tighten a certain bolt, in this case, an 8mm crank bolt, you can actually do this using a 6 and a 2 by just whittling them into place a little bit. You're never going to get the best fit, but it does mean I can slowly just turn that around and nip that bolt up. Certainly better than running it loose, and that does mean I can at least get to the end of the road and maybe nip it up again. And you repeat that until you find someone that's got an 8mm key, or you're home. And then obviously tighten it with the proper one. But that's a good little bodge, just to think that if you haven't got an 8 and you need an 8, you can use a 6 and a 2 in order to do that. So there we go. There are a few of my very favourite trailside hacks that will hopefully inspire you to bodge your bike back together and complete a ride. For a couple more great videos, click down here, of course, for my ultimate cable tie hacks, 10 of those bad boys that will get you back on the trail in no time. And if you want to find out how a tyre is made in reflection of that tyre slash, click right down there. That's where Neil goes over to Germany to check out the Continental factory. Pretty impressive setup they got there. As always, click on that round globe to subscribe. We've got new content for you every week here at GMBN Tech, and we love producing it for you. Let us know in the comments if there's more videos like this you want to hear about, and just let us know what you thought. And of course, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up